Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the second workshop of Reskill and Spark AR Learning Initiative. I hope you have learned how to create your first AR effect on Spark Studio yesterday during the first workshop. Today, Shivani will be teaching you how to add some of the elements in your AR effects, the about the Spark AR policies, and the process of publishing your AR effects. So, without wasting any time, let's invite Shivani. Over to you.
Hello guys, welcome back to today's workshop. So yes, we'll just do a quick review of what we did yesterday and we'll use some advanced capabilities today. And after that, I'll show you how to upload this AR effect to your Spark AR Hub and we'll talk a little about the documentation and policies part of Spark AR. So let's begin. I'll share my screen now. Okay, I'm sharing my screen now. I'm going to start my Spark AR Hub. This is what we did yesterday. So let's just take a quick recap. So yesterday we learned how to insert a face tracker in your scene panel and how to have all the other 3D objects interact with the face tracker. We also learned how to make a material, how to add assets and textures into Spark AI library. So let's take a quick recap. What we first did is we inserted a face tracker in our project, and then what we did is we added two planes inside our face tracker. From over here we added two plane objects, and then we went to the assets panel, and I have shared the assets file with you all. We imported the assets from there, and we made these ears, cat ears and cat whiskers. The cat whiskers was a image sequence animation. What we did is we divided a video into images, and I also have put the image sequence in the assets file. So we use this image sequence to create an animation in Spark AI, and then what we did is we made it interact with our face tracker. So what we did is we went to the patch editor, we dragged our face tracker inside the patch editor, and we used an interaction smile. You could use any other interaction you like. There are various interactions that you can use. You can use blink, eyebrow raised, head nod, head rotation. There are a lot of them available over here. So what we used yesterday was smile interaction. So we connected the smile interaction with our face tracker, and we connected that to our loop animation, and that's how we created our whiskers animation, which interacts when we smile. So today what we're going to do is we are going to use some a little more advanced capability, which is known as segmentation. So what is segmentation basically? You must have seen green screens, right? So you can use the green screens, and you can get transported into some other place. You can like, change your backgrounds. That's basically what segmentation does. So Sparkyard has three types of segmentations available right now. So one is the background segmentation, which is similar to green screen. The other one is skin segmentation, where you can segment your skin, you can change colors, you can use animations, which will only be reflected on your skin. And then the third segmentation is hair segmentation. So you can use hair segmentation to make effects where you can color your hair, or you can use animated sparkles or some animation on your hair. So let's see how to get those segmentations over here. What we do is we go to our camera, we click on the camera. In the right, at the right side, you can see there are a few uh, tabs over here. There's texture extraction, there's camera depth extraction, there's segmentation extraction. So we are going to use segmentation today. I'm just going to click over here, and then we get three options: person, hair, and skin. Let's just see what all three of these segmentations do. So I'm going to take all these three segmentations and try it out. So let's take person segmentation first, and I'm going to just name this as person segmentation so that we remember. Then I'm going to take hair segmentation. So one more thing that I want to point out over here is person segmentation is a capability that can be used on Facebook as well as Instagram. But when it comes to hair segmentation or skin segmentation, it is only available on Instagram. So you cannot make Facebook AR effects using these. So what we need to do is we need to remove Facebook, and then we can use these segmentations as well. We're going to name this hair seg. And lastly, skin segmentation. Now let's try this out. I'm going to use another model for this, someone with long hair, so you can see the hair segmentation, how it works. Now what we do is we go to the face tracker and we add a face tracker, we add an object inside the face tracker, which is canvas. And then inside canvas, we are going to add a rectangle. We saw yesterday the difference between a plane and a rectangle. So rectangle is a 2D object, whereas plane is a 3D object. Rectangle can be modified in X and Y coordinates, whereas a plane can be done in all X, Y, and Z coordinates. So it basically looks like it's stuck to your phone screen. And yeah, let's see how we do it. So the first thing that we are going to do now is we are going to change its height and width. So I'm just going to click over here. We get an option to fill width. Let's do that. And then I'm going to click over here. We get an option to fill height. And let's do that. So now you see our rectangle has covered the whole of our screen. Let's just name it. Okay. Now next thing that we need for this is a material. So let's go to material and create a new material. We would want the material to be flat, and we'll just name it as segmentation material. Okay. So now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to add, let's say, skin segmentation at first. So this is how it will look. Another thing we need to see over here is the hierarchy of the objects in the scene panel. As you saw right now, the canvas was at the last. The ears and whiskers were above it. So you can see in this simulator that you cannot see the whiskers. The whiskers are invisible. They are hidden hidden behind the canvas. So what we do is we just drag canvas over both of the planes. Now you can see that we can see both ears and whiskers as well. Okay, so let's move on. We are trying skin segmentation right now. This is how the skin gets segmented. Let's add some color to our screen, to our skin, I'm sorry. Maybe green color. And then we can change the blend modes to make it look a little bit more realistic. So we can do add, we can multiply. See, you can see multiply is the best blending option over here. It makes the green color look more realistic. We can of course change the opacity to see how green we want our skin to look. So this is skin segmentation over here. Next, let's try hair segmentation. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my alpha. I'm going to remove my skin segmentation, and I'm going to add hair segmentation. Okay, now you see multiply is not really the best option for hair segmentation as it's barely visible. So let's go and try some other blending modes. So add makes it a little bit more poppy. And let's try alpha. Then you can see replace does not work. So this is how blending modes really work. I'm just going to keep it to alpha and maybe reduce the color a little bit. You can try this color on this model as well. You see it is looking better on blonde hair. If we use multiply, yeah, multiply looks better on blonde hair, but for darker hair, I think alpha is the best blending option. We can change the opacity to our liking. So this is about hair and skin segmentation. Now let's come to person segmentation. That is something that we are going to use today for our effect. So let's just remove the hair segmentation and also the color. Let's bring it back to the normal color. I'm going to go back to my alpha now, and I'm going to add my person segmentation in here. So now if you can see the person who's on the model who's on the screen and who's on the simulator has been segmented. It is she's you can see she's a little bit the color is changed, so it shows that she's segmented. To see it that properly, we can maybe add color to see how is this working. Because it's white currently, we can understand a difference, but I have added green color to it, and now you can see how the person is segmented over here. But what we want is we want the background to be segmented. So what we are going to do for that is I'm going to go back to my alpha, and we have this option of invert over here above the texture option. So I'm just going to click on that. Now the background has been segmented. Let's just test it if it's really working. So you can see the background has different colors now. So yeah, now what the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to create the border around us, around the user. So for that, this is let's just name it as border instead. Now what we do over here, I'm going to change this to border mat. What we're going to do over here is we are going to use a color. I'm using a pink color, or maybe a red color. Yeah, let's use this color. I'm going to change the opacity to 100%. And now this is the background. This is our border basically. What we're going to do is we are going to use another segmentation rectangle over it. We're going to use another segmentation over it. So let's go back to our canvas and let's add another rectangle over here. Let's name it animated background. We are going to do the repeat the same process. We are going to fill width and fill height, and then we are going to create a new material. Excuse me. And we are going to name it animated background material. For this material also, we are going to have shader type as flat because we don't want it to react to any lighting. And then I'm going to go back to my alpha. I'm going to check the box and I'm going to open my alpha. And what I'm going to do over here now is I'm going to use another person segmentation mask. So currently we only have one segmentation mask over here, person segmentation mask, but we'll need two. So I'm going to go back to my camera. I'm going to go back to segmentation and click on person. So let's just name it person seg 2. And let's just, okay, I'm going to go back to my animated background material, and I'm going to use this second person segmentation mask that we have. Again, the same process, we are going to check on invert. We are going to put the person segmentation mask inside the alpha. Okay, inverse. Now you can see that the second segmentation rectangle has actually covered the first one. So for now, to make the line clearer, what we are going to do is we are going to go to person segmentation mask 2, and we are going to, you can see, you just click on person segmentation mark, second person segmentation texture that we have. And when we go to the texture, you'll see in the properties that we have something known as edge softness, something as mask size. So we're just going to increase the mask size a little bit. And as you can see, as I increase the mask size, we can see the segmentation rectangle which is hidden behind this one. And we'll just make sure it's not too much, it's just a border. I think this much is good enough. So yeah, that's how we can create our border. So currently this border is only of a single color, which is red. But I'm going to show you something else as well right now that you can use in your AR effects, the AR effects that you're going to make. We can have a color cycle. We can have animated color cycle. So the colors will keep on, changing. So for that, what do we have to do is we have to access our Spark AR library. So it is this folder icon over here on the extreme left, Spark AR Assets Library. When I click on that, we have plethora of things over here. We have a lot of 3D objects that we can use in our effects. We have a lot of music and sounds that we can use in our effects. We have different kinds of patch assets which have been uploaded by other amazing AR developers, creators that work on this platform. Then we have some textures, we have scripting packages as well, some basic scripting packages where we can learn what to do. So today we are going to go to the patch asset option, and we are going to look for color cycle. So I'm just going to type color cycle over here. You can check out other assets that are available here as well. Okay, I got the color cycle. So you will, when you open this color cycle, you'll get the description, what it does, the inputs and outputs that have been used. So the description over here for color cycle is that it creates a continuously changing color cycle over a set duration of time. And this patch asset uses HSV color encoding. Saturation and value are set to 1, but we can change it. We can open the patch if we need, but we won't need it right now. So let's just import this, and let's come back to our project. You will find the imported patches over here in the asset panel only. So I'm just going to drag this color cycle, and I'm going to go back to my animated, the border mat, border material. And you see this node over here, right aside the texture option we have, just click on it. This we are bringing the texture material of the material into the patch editor. So let's just connect this and see what happens. If we can see, the colors are changing. So let's keep the duration to maybe 6 and see what happens. There are a lot of options over here. We can reverse, we can have random start value, we can change the start value. So yeah, this is how you can change the colors. But right now for this effect, I just want one color to be there on the border. So I'm going to keep it this way. So let's move on to the next part, which is bringing the animated background in front of in front of the border rectangle that we have over here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the animated background material, and we will again need to have image sequences over here because we want the background to be animated. So just let's click over here and we'll get option of new animation sequence. So I'm just going to click on that. We come to our animation sequence. Let's name it background, and then we'll go to the texture and click on new texture. And we are going to go to our assets, and you can see we have 5 different backgrounds over here. We want to animate them, so I'm just going to bring all of them in. So you can see we have these textures over here now. Let's change the FPS to maybe 5. So this is how it will look. Yep, so this is how our effect will look, the final result. We have cat ears, we have cat whiskers which are animated and triggered by smile gesture. We have a nice border around the user which can also change colors, and then we have this animated segmented background. You can use other images as well. So this is our final effect, and now what we're going to do is we are going to learn how to upload it. So before we learn to upload this effect to Spark AR Hub, there's one thing that we must always check, that is the sizing of the file. So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the view option over here and click on show asset summary. What this does is it shows you the asset summary, the project's file size, and what is the size for various devices. So for example, over here it is 1.7 MB for iOS, 1.4 for Android, 1.1 for older Android, which is very well enough inside the size limitations that we have, which is 4 MB for Instagram and 10 MB for Facebook. But in case you exceed the size limit, what can you do is you can compress these textures that you have imported. I'll show you how to do that. Let's for example take one of the animated image sequences, for example the background. So when you click on the background texture, you will see in the right the size. The actual size on device is 2.50 MB, but it has been automatically compressed. But let's just say this automatic compression is not really helpful. It's not really working. You're still exceeding the size limit. What you do then is you just click on manual, make it all manual for iOS, Android, and older Android as well. And then there is an option of method. So when you click on that, you'll get a lot of different methods. This is the fastest one that's currently been used, but it has highest file size. And we want the lowest file size, so we can click on the best, which is very slow, but slowest in fact, but it has the lowest file size. Just let's click all 3 of them, and now you can see the size. From 2.50 MB, we have reduced it to 340.55 KB. 340.55 KB, I'm sorry. And so yeah, this is how we can compress our textures. Now you can see the overall file size has also been reduced. On iOS, it is 569.1 KB. On Android, it's 485.8 KB. On older Android, it's 431.8 KB. So it is reduced. And the thing about why we should use this compression is that the lower the file size, the faster your effect will load on the device. Be it any device, iOS, Android, older Android, it will load faster. So because the waiting time is less, more users will want to use this effect. So that's about compression over here. Now let's learn how to upload this effect. Our file is well under the limitation. So here is an option to publish. Right below the test on device. We yesterday tried to test it on Instagram device, and we also learned how to share a test link. So today, the option below it is to publish. So let's just click on that. you get two options: publish new effect or update existing effect. If you want to update existing effect, you can just click over here and you can change the effect name to whichever you want to update. Then now we are publishing a new effect, so we'll click on publish new effect. We'll check over here platform requirements. File size meets the requirement and capabilities meet the requirement. These two are done, they are checked, they are green, we have gotten the green signal. So now the next thing we'll do is we'll click on upload. So now the effect has been uploaded to Spark AR Hub. To log into Spark AR Hub, you need to use your Facebook account, and it will then, and your Instagram should be connected to your Facebook account so that it can detect your profile, and then the effect will be visible on your profile itself. So this is how it will look. You can see in the right, this is a simulator. Again, this will show how the effect is going to look on my profile. So here we have to fill in a few things. We need to give the effect a unique name. So you can give this effect your own unique name, whatever you like. Then here is the file that we just uploaded. Then since we are using segmentation over here, we cannot use Facebook. We can only use Instagram. So we have to click on specific platforms, and just you can toggle all of that from here. Later on, audience is public. Yeah, over here you can see the owner of the effect, the publisher of the effect. You can see it's being published on my Instagram. Then next to that is categories. So these options over here, categories and keywords, these two options help users find your effect better. So you can have categories as appearance, selfie, then animals, because we're using cat whiskers and cat ears over here. Yeah, these are the kind you can use for. You can have four categories for your effect. Next is keywords. So now keywords are words which relate to your AR effect. So we can have cat, whiskers, background, uh, colors, everything that you can think of. The more keywords you use, the better. We can add up to 20 keywords. So what happens is if a user goes on Instagram effect gallery and searches cat, so because we have used that cat keyword in our over here, our effect will be visible. This helps our effect to be more visible. So once this is done, next you have to upload a demo video of this project. So when you let's see if we have a demo video. Um, just a second. So we have a demo video over here. I'm just going to download this. And let's go back to our Spark AR Hub. And I'm going to choose File, Downloads, and this is the video. Okay. So now you can see in the simulator how the effect will look on my Instagram. And this is how it will look when someone sees the effect. Yeah. So next step is we can add collaborators. So if there's some other AR creator who has worked with you, you can add them over here. And then we also have the option of choosing the publication date. So normally we can just click on as soon as possible. Whenever they review, they'll just upload it. But if you want to set a specific date or time, maybe the effect you're making for is for some festival or for some commercial purpose, then just click on set a date and time, and you can just set whatever time you want. And you can also set a end date. So if you don't want this effect to be on your profile for a longer time and you want it to be only for a specific date, then that's something you can do over here. But we want it to be as soon as possible for this effect. Next is you can add locations. This is a new feature. You can if there are audiences you're targeting from one specific location or region, that's something you can add over here. And yeah, that's all. This is all you need to fill after uploading the effect, and you can just submit it. Once you submit the effect, Instagram reviews your effect. It takes about a week maximum, but normally it can happen in a day or two. I'm going to talk about some Spark AR policies that are put in place to ensure that there's quality content and there is nothing obscene that's been uploaded on Spark AR Hub on Instagram or Facebook as AR effects. And if you follow these Spark AR policies, it is easier to get reviewed earlier. So your effect will get reviewed very quickly if you follow all these policies. So let's look at them a little bit. Okay. So there are a few policies regarding the metadata and the media that we are using, and there's some AR content standards that we have to follow. So let's talk about the part one. The first thing that we need to see is that the effect must perform as expected, and it should be a stable experience. It should be responsive. It should not lag or stutter, and it should load in reasonable amount of time. And to do that, we need to make sure the size is as low as possible of the effect. Then second is visual text and voice intents. Text and voice intents must not prompt people to navigate away from effects or Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or portal. So you must not add a text or maybe a link or a voice to which leads to some other website outside of Facebook or Instagram. Then next one is custom controls. So custom controls that change size, shape of an object must be attached to a tracker, such as plane tracker, face tracker, target tracker. Custom controls not attached to trackers are not allowed. Then capabilities. Effect must only use capabilities which are permitted on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, or portal. And then when it comes to existing media support, the what when you have an option to uh, make sure that this effect or a color filter can be applied to existing photos and videos as well. So you should make sure that the effect is suitable for both vertical and horizontal photos and videos. Coming to part 2, which is metadata and media. So first it's about effect names. So effect names appear alongside effects when used or shared on Facebook or Instagram. So the names must not be duplicated. You shouldn't copy names of other effects. Every effect published by a single owner must have different names. You cannot have uh, a lot of effects with the same name. Then there is demo video. Demo video is the video we just used right now while uploading the effect over here. So a demo video must accurately demonstrate the effects features and capabilities being used by someone. So you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You are recording something, and when you open the effect is something else. It is not matching with the demo video, or there is some capability that you're hiding from the demo video. If that happens, your effect won't be accepted. So next is icons must not contain models using Spark AR Studio simulator videos. So the simulator videos we have on our Spark AR Studio software, we cannot use those models as icon uh, of our effect. So I'll just show you the icon. Okay, so you can see over here, this is the icon. We can upload a different image as well, but you cannot use or upload icon with faces of the models using Spark AR Simulator. Next is categories. The categories selected for an effect must accurately represent the content of the effect. Spark AR may change the categories if it feels the effect is better suited to other categories. So we saw those categories while uploading the AR effect over here. So you should be accurate with it, or else they'll change the categories for you. So next part is AR content standards. So contents include all the effects, names, icons, demo videos, all the textures and materials which are included in the effect. All those come under content standards. So the AR effect should follow Facebook community standards and Instagram community standards, which are all the laws and regulations which are applicable. The effect must comply to that. To read all the community and Instagram community standards, you can just click over here and you can read about it in the help center later on. Next is it should be suitable for user base. So basically you need to make AR effects which a 13-year-old could also use. There should be no obscene content, there should be no promotion of legal products or alcohol or something that is inappropriate or say unsafe. It should the contents should not have guns, knives or any weapons. It should not be violent. It should not be provocative, and it should not suggest that anything related to discrimination or harassing or anything that may deprecate any gender or any person uh, or any religion. So these are the kind of things you need to make sure you don't use in your AR effect. The AR effect should also not promote dangerous cosmetic procedures. And then there is gambling, that's something. And then there are online gaming, um, gambling portals, that those are things you should not promote using the AR effects. And the content must not be spammy, misleading or deceptive. Then it should not contain tags or links which take you off of Facebook or Instagram. With the contents must not have web addresses to other websites or QR codes or scannable codes, etc. However, effects may contain the following. So you can add these things to your effects, which are social media handles with no call to action. So you cannot click on the social media handle and it will take you there. That's not allowed. You can just mention your social media handle, URL which forms part of a company name. This is also something which you can use. Next is intellectual property infringement. Content must not infringe upon the intellectual property of Facebook or the it affiliates or other third parties. Branding elements of the Meta family of apps and devices. Content must follow the guidelines. So there is another link to these guidelines that you can go. So yeah, basically you should not use someone else's intellectual property or Facebook's intellectual property. You should not do that as well. So if you follow these are basically simple policies, simple things that we should not do. And yeah, if we don't do this, our effects get reviewed very quickly. They get accepted. So you can read about these policies also on Spark AR's website. Next, I am going to show you a little bit about Spark AR Hub, how to manage the insights, how to copy effect links, etc. So I'm going to go back to my Spark AR Hub. So what you do over here is you can in the home tab you can see all the effects that you've uploaded. You have a tab of tab as effect as well. You can go there. You can see the individual effects. You can see if they are visible. You can see the review status, if it's accepted or if they are unaccepted. So if they are submitted, all of this can be seen over here. And you can also see the platform where you are using this effect. So if it's both on Facebook and Instagram or just Instagram, who is the effect uploaded by, and when was the effect created, and when did I last update it. All of these things can be seen over here. Then there are some actions you can take on these effects. For example, you can see the insights over here. You can copy a test link over here. So if you click on this, you will get a test link on your Instagram, like we saw yesterday. You can share the preview link. You can copy the preview link over here. and then you can copy effect ID. So, and you can also delete your effect over here. So if you want to show someone, if you want to send this effect to someone after it's been uploaded, you can just copy the preview link and you can paste it and you can send it to whoever you want. You can copy the effect ID over here. Sometimes we need the effect ID for some issues. Maybe there's some issue with reviewing or something. I just want to report it, so I would like need this effect ID. So all these things can be managed over here. Next options we have is insights. You can see the insights of your effects, how many people are using it, how many people opened it, how many people used it or clicked a picture or video or made a reel out of it. So that can be seen over here in insights. Then we have gallery. Gallery is a place where you can see AR effects from other creators as well. Then we have creators option. So you can see all these different creators and their creations. Then there is a place for competition. So there are a lot of competitions taking place, which are managed by itself. And yeah, you can take part in this participation in these competitions, and you can win all these cash prizes or whatever that is. And then there's also a learn option. So you can go here and you can actually learn. There are a lot of tutorials over here which have been uploaded officially by Sparkia. So these are small videos of different kind of capabilities that you can use to make your effects. You can go through that too. So yeah, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen. So yeah, that was about Spark AR Hub. That was about the policies, and we also completed our AR effect. So now, if there is any question that you guys have, you can of course leave the questions in the comment section and then answer those.
Thank you, Shivani, for a wonderful session.
Thank you.
I hope all of you have learned how to create your AR effects, how to add elements to your AR effects, the Spark AR policies, and the publishing process. And we look forward to your AR effects. Please do submit your AR effects in the Google form that has been shared. And you can also share your AR effects on the Facebook group. Just tag Shivani and Reskill. We'll be happy to share it from our handles. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.